Hi there, my name's Lain Kaplan, and I'm the writer, author, and host of Ancestral Recall, a magic show profiling the oral history of Magic the Gathering, set by set. I've been playing Magic almost continuously since summer of 1993, and I've written articles for the Dojo, Mind Ripper, Star City Games, and the Mothership. Why listen to my stories? Because my stories are best stories. And you're watching my channel. Thanks. I used to do event coverage when I was living in Japan, and while I used to be a specialist in sealed deck, these days I'm all about the storytelling and the history of Magic. When you tune into this channel, you get some of the most well-researched, in-depth profiles of the sets of yesteryear. Want to learn all about Alpha, Beta, and Unlimited, the very first sets of Magic? How about a profile of every single card in the set? What's the deal with Threshold? Here you go! What would the new Magic set starting off a block with no new keywords look like? Check it out. Why was Mirrodin's affinity for artifacts the most broken mechanic ever? Well, a lot of people would argue with that, saying that Storm is the most broken mechanic ever, and I have a show about Storm too. And then there's Dredge, but we'll get to Ravnica City of Guilds soon. But you can learn all about the Land of Metal before it became New Phyrexia, and much, much more. I do editorials and some very deliberately crafted top 10 lists. Most of the time what I'm doing is reviewing sets, talking about what was dominant in Standard, what cards created innovative designs or refined previous concepts into glorious new templates. I'll talk about what cards shaped limited formats, with an eye on suggestions for things that you should try out in your cubes. Because cubes and Commander are the two formats that get to show off lots of the history of the game, and so if there's something fun or exciting for those, I'll point it out. And sometimes I'll make a joke or two, or I'll sing a song. My deepest apologies for my singing, really. And when it's all done, I'll tell you what I think about the set as a whole, marking its creativity, its originality, its contributions to the health of the game, or in some cases, the injuries it did to the game. Saviors of Kamigawa, I'm looking at you. One of the absolute most awesome limited formats of all time just got ruined by Saviors. So Eli, what sets have you talked about? Well, when I first started the channel, I jumped around. I'm trying to chronicle the first 10 years of Magic first, that's for sure. I've covered the AABU, some of the very early sets, Ice Age block, and all the blocks from Tempest to Kamigawa. That's Tempest, Saga, Masques, Invasion, Odyssey, Onslaught, Mirrodin, and Kamigawa. Coming soon are Legends, Mirage Block, and Arabian Nights and Antiquities eventually. What's my favorite set? Oh, that's easy. Time Spiral. Time Spiral is the Magic set that's about the game of Magic, and I love it so much I want to make sure that I talk about all the cards that it was inspired by. What's the worst set of Magic? Prophecy. It led to the most satisfying gameplay ever, rewarding players for mana scoring themselves. What's the most important set of Magic? Well, I give a cop-out answer and say, oh, it's the set that you started playing with because that's the one that you'll remember the most and the best. And that's a fair and true perspective. But in actuality, I'd say it's Alliances, as the set that came along and saved Magic from its doldrums at the lowest point it had ever been in. There was a 9-month gap with no new Magic sets coming out, and after a period of decline, especially in power level, Alliances was a shot in the arm for the game. Mirage brought about decent limited gameplay, and Tempest Block created the first time we had a properly balanced metagame situation that I like to call the Golden Triangle. You've got aggro, which beats control, which beats combo, which beats aggro. Today's Golden Triangle replaces combo with midrange, and while there are other archetypes in the metagames, such as aggro, control, and prison, they show up a lot less, but I'll point them out when they come up. What's my favorite deck of all time? Turoland. Originally designed by Zvi Moshkowitz for the original extended format. This deck was blue-green, a controlling combo deck that had counter magic and relied on Oath of Druids to shut down creature decks, while slowly building up a combo that could go into infinite turns, sometimes on turn 4, though it usually hit on turn 6 or 7. My second favorite deck of all time is Miracle Grow, an aggro control deck with prison and combo elements to it. But in terms of philosophy, I'm a member of the Azorius Senate, a staid teacher who works in rules and patterns with a touch of red for creativity. And with the common questions out of the way, enough about me. You're here to watch the history of Magic the Gathering, so go and explore. Check out my channel. Like, subscribe, share. Good games, and good luck.